Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a new video. Today we're learning about the Council of Florence, which was in 1431 through 1449. So just setting the scene, why this council matters. So by the early 1400s, the church had just survived a disaster. What is that disaster? The Western Schism, which had multiple popes, which ended at the Council of Constance, and confidence in papal authority was shaken. Many bishops believe in general councils should control popes. This idea is called conciliarism. At the same time, the Eastern Orthodox Church had been separated from Rome since 1054, and the Ottoman Turks were threatening Constantinople. The East needed Western military help, so Rome wanted full church unity. So this council becomes a real test for who has supreme authority, a pope or a council. Whether East and West can reunite doctrinally, how reform should actually happen. Why the council was called in 1431? Well, Pope Martin V ordered a new council before his death to continue reforms started at Constance, address conciliarism, deal with heresy, attempt reunion with the Eastern Church. So his successor was Pope Eugene IV, officially opened the council in Basel in 1431. So what happens at Basel? Well, Basel addresses the conciliar crisis, but what went wrong at this council? At Basel, many bishops believe a council is above the pope, and popes should obey councils in all things. So councils can depose popes regularly. This directly contradicts Catholic teaching on papal primacy. So the conflict is that Pope Eugene IV tried to move the council. The council refused, and Basel declared itself superior to the Pope. So Basel attempted to depose Eugene IV. So Basel elected an anti-pope. This Basel assembly becomes illegitimate once it rejects papal authority. So Catholic teaching clarified later that councils only have authority in union with the Pope. Conciliarism is a false doctrine. So this council splits into two paths. One path, a false council continuing in Basel. The other path, the true council moves with the Pope. So the Ferrara phase, the council reunites with the Pope. So Pope Eugene IV transferred the legitimate council to Ferrara in 1438. So why Ferrara? Well, it had easier access for Eastern bishops, Pope's authority maintained, in preparation for East and West reunion. But soon after, the council moved again to Florence due to diseases and finances. From this point on, Florence is the true ecumenical council, not Basel. So at Florence, the main goal was reunion with the East. This is the theological heart of this council. So who showed up? So Eastern delegations were Byzantine Emperor John VIII at Palaiologos, Patriarch of Constantinople, Eastern bishops and theologians. So why did they came? Well, Constantinople was collapsing. Ottomans were advancing. Military aid required unity with Rome. So what did they agreed on? So the doctrinal agreements were papal primacy. The East agreed the Pope is successor of Peter, has full supreme authority over the church. Authority includes teaching, discipline, and governance. And this was explicit and doctrinal. They agreed on the Filioque way. So what is the Filioque way? Well, the Holy Spirit proceeds from the Father and the Son. And Florence clarified this does not divide the Trinity. So, and Greek and Latin expressions are compatible. This doctrine is Orthodox. And the East formally accepted this teaching. And they also accepted purgatory. What is purgatory? Well, purgatory is defined that souls who die in grace but imperfectly purified undergo purification. So prayers and mass help the dead, and this purification is real and necessary. This is one of the strongest medieval definitions of purgatory. And the sacraments. 7 sacraments are affirmed. The Eastern sacraments are recognized and valid. So different liturgical practices are also allowed. So this is full unity, y'all. The Eucharist, it's valid under both bread alone or bread and wine. And transubstantiation is affirmed, Christ fully present in either species. And also, we had a degree, the reunion degree, in 1439. The degree is Latiniatur Calili. I tried to pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. I'm going to put it on the screen. And it translates to, let the heavens rejoice, which proclaims full unity between the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox representatives. On paper, y'all, this is complete reunion. But why the reunion fell in practice? Despite official agreement, many Eastern bishops later rejected the council. Political pressure back home was intense, and anti-Latin sentiment was strong. So Constantinople fell in 1453. So Catholic theology holds that the council's teachings are valid. The failure was political and pastoral, not doctrinal. So the East walked away after agreeing. So the final phase and closing in 1449 is that the false Basel groups collapse, anti-popes fade away, Pope Eugene IV dies, and the council effectively ends under Pope Nicholas V. So the major theological takeaways is that papal authority, councils are authoritative only with the Pope. Conciliarism is rejected. This prepares the way for Vatican I centuries later. East and West theology. Catholic doctrine clearly articulated, East agreed doctrinally, and unity is possible without erasing traditions. And reform must respect divine constitution of the church. Authority is not democratic, and Christ gave Peter real authority. So why does this council matter, y'all? Well, it's essential for Catholic and Orthodox dialogue, and if it defines papal primacy precisely and clarifies purgatory and the sacraments, and it refutes heresies like conciliarism, and it shows the church is learning from earlier crises. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Have a blessed day. God bless. Be in peace. Bye.